All right, so this is a suggestion via a channel member. Let's go and jump into it, guys.
Welcome back. The Trump administration, in a memo to Congress yesterday, said that the U.S. now is engaged in a formal, quote, armed conflict with terrorist drug cartels. Now, the New York Times explains it a different way. The New York Times claims that the president is, quote, cementing his claim to extraordinary wartime powers in an armed conflict as defined by international law. A country can lawfully kill enemy fighters even when they pose no threat, detain them indefinitely without trials, and prosecute them in military courts. The White House is, of course, defending the move, saying, quote, the president acted in line with the law of armed conflict to protect our country from those trying to bring deadly poison to our shores. And he is delivering on his promise to take on the cartels and eliminate these national security threats from murdering more Americans. Joining me now is the White House border czar, Tom Hall.
Guys, that's of course. Like, where did you think we're taking this? With all of the military presence we currently have, kind of in the seas that are surrounding, South America, Central America, along with Mexico, guys, right? I mean, understand this here. Of course, this was the logical extreme of what we were definitely going to encounter here, guys.
Tom, great to have you. Thank you so much for being here. This story from the New York Times trying to characterize what President Trump is doing doesn't even mention the amount of drugs coming into the country and what these drug cartels are overseeing. Can you tell us a bit of that?
Well, look, Maria, even at the Republican National Convention before the election, during my speech, I said if President Trump won, he would designate these cartels as terrorist organizations, which is the right thing to do. They've killed more Americans than every terrorist organization combined with the poison United States. So he's treating them as terrorists like they should be, and he's playing the away game. He's not waiting for the drugs to get here to kill hundreds of thousands of Americans through their poisoning. He's playing the away game. He's going to stop them before they get here and save American lives. He's doing exactly what he promised American people he was going to do. By taking these actions, he is saving countless lives every day in this country.
Yeah, basically trimming the grass before it grows.
Yeah, it's just incredible what's going on. Can you give us a sense of the activity at the border with regard to these drug cartels? I went to the border 6 times over the last several years, and I know that these drug cartels take people over the border and then they keep in touch with them because they want them to be mules for them in America.
Exactly. Today, we have the most secure border in the history of this nation. The cartels are hurting. They're going bankrupt. So now they got to take maritime. Coming across that land border is very hard now because the border is so locked down because of the actions of President Trump. So we knew when we locked the land border down, they're going to take maritime. They're going to take to the water, and that's exactly what they're doing. So we're attacking them at the tunnels. But as far as the drugs coming across the land border, they're at historic lows right now because the border is the most secure it's ever has been. So we got to look at aviation, them coming through the air. We got to look at the maritime. Right now, most of our efforts are maritime, either through the Caribbean or through the Pacific, and we're stopping them dead in their tracks. Which again, the effects, the amount of fentanyl seizures have dropped dramatically across the southern border. And a number of fentanyl overdose deaths has also dropped dramatically because of the actions of President Trump. He's doing exactly what he should be doing as the commander-in-chief, saving American lives.
And don't forget here, by him Trump specifically, putting the National Guard in some of the most highly dangerous areas, he's also saved the lives of people that would have absolutely not been. Let me go ahead and move the scene here, guys, because here we go. He saved the lives of people that would have not made it, guys, in some of these places. This is why we definitely need to kind of relook at how we look at criminality in the United States of America and our border, okay? My opinion, obviously.
The Apple App Store. These apps were used to track ICE agents. So that was, people were tracking ICE agents and then showing up to bully them. The DOJ pressed Apple to remove these over officer safety. And of course, as you know, just yesterday, at least 3 people were arrested after anti-ICE protesters swarmed an ICE facility in Portland. ICE is also cracking down in Chicago, arresting at least 37 illegal migrants in one apartment complex on Tuesday alone. Agents made more than 900 arrests in the Chicago area since September as part of Operation Midway Blitz. And the president told military leaders at Quantico this week that Chicago and other major cities could become training grounds for the war from within, Tom. But I want to know about the safety of our agents right now.
Well, look, the Apple is, thank God they finally took some action. It was too little, too late. Look,
I agree.
I think the reason they took it down is because Pam Bondi. You know, we got a strong attorney general says
Yeah, it was the
she
pressure.
was investigating these applications and whoever's funding these applications and prosecute them because is a form of impediment. It is only a matter of time before officers walk into a building and they're going to be, you know, the bad guy's going to be waiting for them because these apps are real time. They'll say, okay, ICE is operating right now at 14th Street and Broadway. Now, if you're a criminal alien and you know ICE is down the block from you, you can pretty much ascertain that they're coming for you. They're going to knock on your door.
Absolutely.
And there's going to be an ambush, and someone's going to get killed, most likely an agent. So, look, threats against agents are up over 1,000% right now because of the hateful rhetoric from the left and members of Congress, mayors and governors of blue states that want to compare ICE to terrorists and Nazis and so forth. These apps that are available are dangerous. They use these same type of apps in smuggling. Mary, you've been down the border a lot of times. On the border, they're using apps to get U.S. citizens, college kids and high school kids to transport illegally in the South. This is a new form of our law enforcement tactics. Is looking at social media and how they use social media to continue their criminal enterprises. But Pam Bondi sent a warning out. These people will be prosecuted, and all of a sudden Apple took it down. There'll be more coming, but they need to understand the entire Department of Justice is looking at people who impede law enforcement officers, whether it's in the street, protesters turning criminals, or it's whether it's these social media applications that they keep coming up.
Well, it's an important warning. The AG joined me earlier this week and said just that. Watch.
Here's what we're doing in Chicago first. We are sitting, you've got a governor who doesn't want to help us. You've got mayors who don't want to help us. You've got woke DAs who don't want to help us. So if they're not going to help the people of their cities, we're going to help them. We're sending in FBI, of course, DEA,
mandatory,
U.S. Marshals,
Homeland
ATF
Security,
to back up our ICE men and women who are there following the law. We're doing that in Chicago and, yes, in Portland. Troops are going to come into Portland.
Bro, I can't wait to see
God,
that.
Because these guys need
they
the
need
backup.
that.
But
They
what
need
about
that right
the
now.
shutdown, Tom? I mean, it is day 3 of the federal government shutdown. Speaker Mike Johnson said that the Democrats are holding out because of health care for illegal migrants. Watch this.
Health care. Okay, let's hear this.
The Democrats' counterproposal CR, the dirty CR we call it, as opposed to the clean CR,
Okay.
would result in nearly $200 billion being spent on illegal aliens and other non-citizens. Number 2, a provision that prohibits Medicaid from paying more for emergency care provided to illegal aliens than it does for American
citizens?
patients who are disabled or elderly or children.
Jeez.
They
Okay.
we eliminated that in their counterproposal that they have
Thank you.
filed that you can read yourself. They want to repeal that. That would cost taxpayers $28 billion. Here's another one, number 3. They've counterproposed a provision that ends the Obamacare funding for non-citizens. The cost of that repeal would be $91 billion.
Yeah, that should definitely be zero. Why are we giving health care to people who have never paid into the health code? Why are we doing that here? That should never be a thing that we actually do. Understand here, I'm not referring to like actual refugees, people that are actually, that actually claim asylum, that actually are technically by all default asylum seekers, not the 80 to 90% that are here for economic migrancy. Guys, you understand what I'm saying here, guys? I'm not talking about those. The actual criminals in here lying on federal documents, but the ones who actually need the help, I don't mind doing it, guys, at all. That's not what I'm saying here. That's not what I'm about here. But the ones who are blatantly lying, who have broken to our country, who know factually they're just going to end up with a deportation order, and we have to basically bankroll them while they're here for the nonsense. I'm talking about those people. They need to go, guys.
To all of you, taxpayers, hardworking American citizens, would be funding that.
Yeah, nah, guys.
What
Pass.
about that, Tom? And do you think that this government shutdown is going to slow down your operations in any way?
It could. It has potential.
No, 2 things. First of all, no. The men and women of the Border Patrol, the men and women of ICE are out there every day, 24/7. We're not going to slow down. We're going to continue to run this national deportation operation. We're going to continue to secure that border.
I don't think that was a question. But I think financially it has the ability because, guys, a government shutdown, they're government employees by default here, guys. Now, will there their drive to continue doing it shut down? No, absolutely not. But can the money shut them down? Quickly.
President Trump has made a promise to American people. The men and women of
Semi-quickly.
Border Patrol ICE will keep that promise. So God bless those patriots. You know, I wore that unit. I was started in Border Patrol. I ended my career with ICE. They're going to stand and do their job every day, despite this, you know, this so-called shutdown. Second of all, Speaker Johnson, exactly right. You know, free health care, all these benefits that the last administration through, you know, across the entire world brought over 10.5 million people to our southern border.
Look, guys, I'm about
when
to
you
sneeze.
make promises of you could be released, you'll be put in a hotel room with $500 a night, you can't be deported, there's a moratorium on deportation, and we're going to provide free health care, and people are shocked why we had over 10 million people come to our border. No, this is an enticement. It drives illegal migration. When you drive illegal migration, overwhelm the Border Patrol, like you've seen many times, when you overwhelm the Border Patrol, that's when the fentanyl comes across. That's when non-suspected terrorists can sneak in. That's when the sex trafficking women and children go sky high. As simple as it sounds, free medical care, all these free service to illegal aliens drives illegal migration. We're the most secure border in the nation right now. We got to maintain that border, and what that means is we got to keep applying consequences. You're not going to come to this country, be released, and get free anything. You're going to be deported. You're going to be detained. Catch and release is over with. In the last 6 months, how many illegal aliens have been released at that border? 0, and that's where it's going to stay.
Yeah, I mean, when I went to the border at one point, you know, I went to some people's private ranches, their private homes, and one woman, she was crying. She said to me, Maria, I can't even throw out the garbage without going outside with my pistol, because she was so afraid that people were coming onto her property.
Yeah, guys, that's not even something. Like, I don't think many other people like around the United States of America even worry about something like that. But for those who live on the border, kind of regardless of whatever political affiliation you have, like, be fully aware there are people breaking into the country who you do not know. They don't know your culture, they don't know your language, most likely. They know nothing about anything. Okay, so then they're coming onto your land. You don't know what they're about, none of these things. And you're trying to figure out, are they good guys? Are they bad guys? I get it. They're destitute for the most part. They're coming to get our free, you know, things that we're offering, basically is what it sounds like here. And obviously a better life, et cetera, you know, more money so they can, you know, send money back to their country, not really invest into our country, but you get what I'm saying here. So yeah, I can imagine how if you live there, you would have to walk around with some type of firearm, guys. Listen, I live nowhere near a border and I'm armed every day.
No, God
So
bless
I get
President
that.
Trump. Thank God he's back in office, because he gave us the most secure border in the history of the nation today, even better than Trump 45. And when you have that most secure border, these people living on the southern border live safer, they live more free. Again, overdose deaths down, drug smuggling down, sex trafficking women and children down.
Wish you would stop saying that.
Terrorists crossing the border non-existent. So President Trump's secure border is making this country safe again. It's giving us stronger national security. So I give it all to President Trump. His out-of-the-box thinking with the executive orders, they're a game changer. He's a game-changing president. Again, your viewers need to know, we have the most secure border ever in the history of this nation today, because of our president.
Yeah, it's amazing.
Like, guys, I don't know that stat. Look, last time I looked at it, it was like 94.7% we were down. That is a gigantic number, okay, compared to what it was with Biden, at least, right? Now, I have no idea. I can't back that stat up. I've never researched that specific stat that he just said here. We have the most secure border in history? I don't know, so I'm not going to speak on it, truthfully. That's just kind of that's me. It sounds good. I hope that. I mean, I would love for that to be a true statement. If you guys do know if that is a true statement, let me know in the comments. If there is some issue with this actual statement, which is plausible, because again, you can misspeak pretty easily. Specifically while you're on camera, I misspeak all the time. You guys yell at me. I respond. We're here. But yeah, listen. So Trump, as of right now, I understand why, like, the Democrats are losing their mind over him, because he just doesn't care about their feelings. And again, I don't mind that, because listen, we cannot run this country off of some like egalitarianism based system at 100% here, guys. If anything, if we're going to engage in egalitarianism, referring to like I don't know, the U.S. military, roads, libraries, public schools, and things like that, I have no problem with it being you know, somewhere less than, let's say, 30%. But I think we still need to kind of run our country off of like a meritocracy based type of environment, where if you don't work, you don't eat. You get what I'm saying here, guys? I mean, we cannot become the place that just basically gives every single thing for free, so everyone just runs to our southern border or northern border, all right? Full scale, like, hey, America's giving this for free. Let's go get it. We can't be that. We can't be that place, guys. All right, and specifically not giving it for free to people who have never put anything into the tax code. That is really, really important because that will stop. Because as a matter of fact, let me rephrase this here: our welfare system, okay, that we have in the United States of America, has the ability to put people, compared to the world, at least, into like maybe top 40%, let's say, on the planet. Just understand this here. So if you're coming from a super uber poor country, the end goal for some people would be, save up as much money as humanly possible so I can get a plane ticket, a one-way ticket, let's say, to this country right here that borders the United States of America, let's say this year, or even a country that's super close to it, let's say, and we're going to go ahead and travel through. You get what I mean here? No matter what, and we're going to get to the United States of America because they're offering all this free stuff. In my country, I was making $400 a month, and I'm getting more than that for free there. So let me go and get that. All right, like you have to understand that that is a thing that people go through, right? Like, I mean, they're so destitute, specifically in their country. They're just like, forget it. I can go to New York for as long as I can, as long as I can be there, get a job, save all that money, send it all back to my country. When I get deported, I'll go right back there. Guys, look at our remittance rates, guys. Well, not ours, but look at other countries' remittance rates, meaning the amount of money that people send back to their home country starts to show up on the country's GDP. All right. Listen, we can argue about the emotions and feelings and all of these things, but that absolutely is predatory behavior. I would suspect that's probably one of the more predatory things that happen, right? I mean, we're being literally used by the planet in many ways, right? But all right, listen, guys, let me know in the comments what you guys think. You guys all have an absolutely amazing day. Enjoy your day thoroughly. And again, if you guys are new here, please like and subscribe.